Gonzalez, King Gio, is still confident stepping into the ring on September 5th, and he's enjoying the accolades of being a recognized professional fighter. Well, most of the time.
All right, Giovannie King Gio Gonzalez, thank you so much for joining us. What's up, dude?
How's it going? Thank you for having me.
I am so happy to have you here. Now that we're Instagram friends, of course, since we talked last time for the fight down in Tijuana on June 26th. That was one of your first times underneath the new Toscano Boxing Promotions banner. So how has it been with the new camp?
It's been good. It's been good. You know, the last fight I thought I won. It was a tough fight, but I've watched it multiple times. You know, but it is what it is. It's just a learning experience. You know, so we're just getting ready for this next fight, September 5th.
I was just going to say, you fought Ivan Pinto, and it was really close. I thought you won as well. How do you feel about the support you got from your new team after that fight?
It was good. It was very good because, you know, sometimes, well, actually all the time, a lot of people don't see the type of work we put in behind the scenes. They just see us fight in a square circle, and they don't see us waking up early or going to sleep late or in the middle of the day running and cutting weight and sparring, all that stuff. So, you know, it was a very good support system. You know, my promoter told me they thought I won also. My manager told me I thought I won also. They watched it. I don't think I've spoken to somebody that they said, okay, well, you know, you lost. Yeah. I even watched it myself as biased towards my own self to try to score it for him. And I still didn't score it for him. So I'm just like, you know, I just.
When you watch your own fights, do you watch it as a fan? Or are you like, oh, that hit? Or are you just like, you know, technically looking at it?
You know, I actually, it's I won't watch my fights, even if, you know, even if it's a knockout win, I won't watch it till like several days later. Like, it's just, you know, it's just, I won't even watch it. But when I watch it, then I'll keep watching. I'll try to figure out what's going on. And then if something's going on, I know why I'm doing it. I mean, I was there, you know, so,
yeah.
You know.
Yeah, people seem really aggressive, and you seem to want to box him more, but he just was able to walk you down a few times, or at least it seemed like that. What did you learn for your next fight?
You know, a lot of people know me for being an aggressive fighter going forward, but we had to completely change the game plan after the first round because he was a lot heavier than we thought he would be. I don't know how much he came in. So we had to box him, and I'm not known as a boxer, but I could box. I just don't do it sometimes. It's just kind of like knocking people out. But I had to box him, and you know, we had to adjust, and I thought, and my team thought we did the right adjustments to win the fight.
I just love the post that you had on Instagram recently with Ricardo Valdovinos and Ivan Pinto next to each other, just like beat. And you were like, I did this. So we know that you hit hard. We know you can fight. You know what I mean? Yeah. Even if those last couple have been really tough, but you've actually had a lot of tough competition lately. I think your last 4 opponents total, including Brandon Cortez coming up, have 1 loss total. So I mean, how has that prepared you going against that top level competition for your continued career and bright future in boxing?
You know, I'm doing what a lot of other fighters, even elite fighters, are not doing. I'm fighting tough competition, undefeated fighters in their own hometowns. And not only am I fighting them, I'm fighting them fight after fight, literally right next, like fight after fight after fight. So, you know, it's a, you know, I'm not a cherry picker, you know, I like to fight. And my record states that I've fought some great fighters, some really good fighters. So, you know, at the end of the day, a lot of people, I mean, the other day I was at the store and some big old, you know, Mexican gangster dude came up to me and I was like, man, this guy's I don't even know this guy, big guy, 6'3". And then he looks at me and I'm like, I looked at him. He was like, man, I'm a big old fan. I was like, oh shit, that what's up, bro? He was like, yeah, man, I saw your last fight. I thought you whooped him, this and that. You know, just keep it up, bro. You're doing what a lot of other fighters don't do. You're fighting fighters that are actually good and their own undefeated fighters fight after fight after fight. So, you know, that's cool. You know, that's dope that, you know, people see that. You know, I don't sit here and cherry pick, you know, so it's just I'm just just going with it.
Exactly. Now you know, so back up.
Yeah.
Now, isn't that cool though? Because you have such an expanded fan base now. I think that COVID before, we oftentimes, there was a lot of people buying tickets that, were in your region. But now a lot of promoters are talking about the fact that each fighter, even in developmental stages, are becoming worldwide names. Certainly because of pay-per-view and things like global sports streaming, putting on the fight that's coming up September 5th. So have you noticed an expansion in your fan base because of that reach?
Yes, absolutely. It's actually funny you say that. About 2 days ago, I had somebody from the UK just write me a message, just something so short saying, they're a big fan and, they see me as a legend to them because I keep fighting people that are good and early in my career. And nobody wants to do that. You got a lot of other fighters, that they're very well taken care of, and it's a business, and I understand. But come on now, you got to test yourself. It's either you're good or you're not good. Simple as that. Either you want to do it or you don't want to do it.
And you want to see that now in your career. Yeah. You want to see all types of different styles of fighters, so that you're not surprised, when you're 40-1 down the road, or when you have a bigger record and more fights.
Yep.
Coming up, we have the very first global sports streaming Best in Boxing pay-per-view. You are the very first bout in that. So how motivated are you to get a win and to, of course, look good against Brandon Cortez?
It's been a hard training camp, but it's I'm in shape now from the last fight. The last training camp was a little bit tough, I won't lie, because of the whole quarantine. Mm-hmm. There was a lot of weight to cut. But I'm excited to go out there and put on a show against another undefeated fighter. So, at the end of the day, it's just I want to go out there and perform and give the fans a good fight.
And you always do that for sure. Speaking of fans, of course, again, June 26th in Tijuana, no fans, no audience. How was that for you? Did you notice a difference? Did you miss anything?
You know what? I know you asked me this question before, and I said I couldn't really answer it too accurately because I haven't been in that situation before. Now that I've experienced it, it's about the same thing. To me, once you're in there, you're zoned out. You're in there, it's just you and the other person. You're not. You can hear more people, but you're not listening. You hear them, but you don't hear them. Because you're so focused on the person in front of you, mm-hmm. You're just there fighting. It's just pretty much the same thing. Because when you're fighting in front of a crowd, you're not looking around looking at people. You're looking at your opponent. Same thing when you're fighting without a crowd. You're not looking around looking for people. You're just fighting the person in front of you. So it's to me it's pretty much the same. You do got the crowd emotions. When you hurt somebody and things mm-hmm. like that. But it's just, to me, it was pretty much the same thing.
Was it easier to hear your corner or even your opponent's corner? Did that factor in?
Yes, it was. Yes, it was. It was easier to hear both corners. It was, but glimpses because this past fight, I was on boxing him, moving around. So you're not really focused on what other people are saying. You just kind of focus on your game plan.
Yeah, I know you don't want to give away your game plan, but you said this training camp for Brandon Cortez has been a little different than the last one. So what have you changed up and what are you focusing on? What do you know about Brandon?
I did see a video on Brandon Cortez, and I can tell you that just like my past 3 fights, it will be fight of the night because Brandon, He can be an explosive fighter, mm-hmm. but the way he fights is sometimes tailor-made for myself because I want him to fight like that with me. Like Pinto wouldn't engage with me like that. He would just kind of just push his punches and try and pull me down. Brandon is more of a little bit of an explosive fighter, and that's something that I can use against him because I can be extremely explosive if I had the chance to do it. This camp, I've been getting a lot of sparring, a lot of rounds against different looks, heavy, light, forward, a lot of sparring. I'm in great shape. I did sparring Friday and Saturday, took yesterday off, and I'll be back at just training today and tomorrow, and then back sparring Wednesday and Friday. And it's been a really good camp. So, you know, we're just getting ready for September 5th.
Yeah, I mentioned at the top of the show or top of the interview that it was a really close fight. I'm like, there's times where I was like, Pinto's got to go down. Like you had so many good shots on him. Yeah. So we're really excited to see you open up the very first pay-per-view on Global Sports Streaming Best in Boxing on September 5th. Anything you want to say to your fans and maybe even your new fans who are going to see you for the first time now that we've opened it up to the world?
Well, once again, thank you guys for having me. I appreciate it. To all the people out there, make sure you guys tune in September 5th on Global Sports Streaming, Best in Boxing, you know, for Toscano Boxing Promotions. You know, I have the first bout on in the pay-per-view event. I can guarantee you it will be a really good fight. If you don't know who I am, just Google me. You know exactly what it'll be a fight.
And follow him on Instagram like I do. He follows back. So he's always got some good entertaining posts.
King Gio.
That's right. Thank you so much, King Gio. And we will see you soon.
All right. Thank you for having me.